I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up, I am opening up, I am opening up. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up.
Good morning. My name is Reggie Kapp, and I am a licensed practitioner, a member, and a volunteer here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, and I am ready to open up today in sweet surrender. Today I'm your presider, and I am coming to you from nearby Tampa, Florida, and I hope that wherever you are today, you are sunny and warm. So welcome to our Sunday celebration. For those of you on Facebook, we would greatly appreciate it if you would share this live stream to bring more of us together in the energy of spirit. So let me pause for a second just to let you do that. There should be a share button, I think, probably down at the end of your screen there. Okay, wonderful. Our vision is to contribute to a world that works for everyone. We are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Our work as a community is to illuminate the spirit truth that we all belong to each other, and that calls for us to be inclusive, to celebrate and embrace our unique abilities, including ability status, age, ethnicity, gender identity, national origin, physical characteristics, race, religion, and sexual orientation. I invite you now to set an intention for this week. Just take a deep breath and allow yourself to sink into the feeling of that intention right now as you open to receive Spirit's guidance throughout our time together. We have a saying here: singing or listening to music is like praying twice. So we begin each service with a song. This morning, we are blessed to have this guest musician. Her name is Theta Phoenix, and she's been described as a songwriter and intuitive singer whose intimate and authentic performances reveal a passion for creating a love-centered life and concern for the conscious evolution of humanity, as well as preserving our beautiful earth. Please help me in giving a very warm welcome to the beautiful Theta Phoenix.
Hello, my name is Theta Phoenix, and I'm so happy to be back here with you today. Let's see what happens, shall we? There are so many colors, so many different shapes, so many different ways that a flower blooms in the month of May or April or June. Sometimes life is all one, yet we are not all the same. We are open to all the flavors that life has to bring, that the garden in spring does provide. We are all one family, and we make up the whole with our uniqueness. And I am so grateful for this diversity, for it is what makes a garden grow. We need every different type of soul. Unique colors in this garden of life, so many different types of bountiful, so beautiful and bright. So when we find there is so much depth inside, we look outward still and see there is nothing to hide, there is nothing to judge. Nature is made up of all of these different loves. I'm grateful now. Yes, I'm grateful now. Yes, I'm grateful now for the garden, for the Thank you so much. That was an intuitive improvisation in the moment for you.
Thank you so much, Theta. We are grateful for you. I've known you for years, and I'm so sorry I mispronounced your name, but thank you so much for that beautiful gift. As our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes taught, in principle, the great religions of the world do not differ as much as they appear to. That is why we take time each month to recognize and honor a variety of religions as sacred paths to God. I now invite licensed practitioner Idalia Romero to lead us in our breaths of faith.
Good morning. Let us breathe in together as we honor each faith. As we take in the first breath, we honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. As we take in the second breath, we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and Four Noble Truths. As we take in the third breath, we honor Judaism as a part of ethical living through sacred law. As we take in the fourth breath, we honor Baha'i as a path of unity and peace. As we take in the fifth breath, we honor Islam as a path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we take in the sixth breath, we honor Confucianism as a path of deliberate tradition. As we take in the seventh breath, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we take in the eighth breath, we honor all indigenous peoples, traditions, as paths that recognize and honor spirit in all of creation. As we take in the ninth breath, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we take in the 10th breath, we honor Hinduism as a path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we take in the 11th breath, we honor Akan as a path that honors the divine ancestors and nature. As we take in the 12th breath, we honor our own faith, the science of mind, as a path of adherence to universal spiritual law and transformation through the commitment of our spiritual practices. And as we take in the final breath, the breath of this sacred ceremony, we invite you to hold sacred any and all faiths in all their multiplicity by knowing love as the highest power that guides them all. Namaste, and so it is.
Namaste, and so it is. I love that sacred ceremony. Thank you, Idalia, for leading us in the breaths of faith. If this is your first time experiencing Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, we welcome you and we thank you for joining us today. We want you to know that whoever you are and whatever your spiritual path, you are welcome and celebrated here. There are a variety of ways to connect and engage in community. We invite you to continue watching for our announcement roll at the end of service, where you'll find updates on events and classes and whatever else is going on. Links to all of these events can be found on our interactive website calendar at columbiacsl.com/events, or you can email us at info@columbiacsl.com for more information. And now let us consciously engage in even more spiritual practice together. We invite you to settle in, to center yourself in this moment. to find that sacred place within, where spirit is all there is. We will have a contemplative reading by Zita Johnson Betts, followed by a guided meditation and affirmative prayer by licensed practitioner Idalia Romero.
Good morning, Columbia CSL. It's a beautiful morning. Today's reading is from the Science of Mind magazine daily guide, May 8th, 2023, by Reverend Joanne McFadden. All is necessary to God. We begin with two quotes. The first is from Chris Michaels, Your Soul's Assignment, page 21. Your Creator has placed you here at this time in history because you have something the world needs right now. It's time to wake up and realize the unique gift that only you possess. And from Ernest Holmes, Thing Called Life, page 67, you exist that this power may have a unique outlet for its expression. I'm going to repeat that. You exist that this power may have a unique outlet for its expression. The more life you express, the more of it flows through you. Of course, because you and it are one. The Carner blue butterfly, an insect about the size of a quarter, was added to the endangered species list in 1992. I am fortunate to live close to an area where wildlife workers and volunteers help to increase its numbers. Why? Because this small creature is essential to life. When I learned about this butterfly, I was struck by just how interconnected all of life is. While I knew this intellectually, I found myself standing in front of a concrete example. Carner blue caterpillars feed exclusively on the leaves of the wild blue lupines, which grow only in pine-barren and sandy areas of the eastern United States. Fire maintains the lupine habitat, burning excessive vegetation that accumulates, giving the lupine open, sunny patches to grow. The lupines also support other rare species of plants, insects, and reptiles. As the caterpillars eat the plant's leaves, ants tend to the caterpillars, who secrete a sugar and amino acid-filled liquid that feeds the ants. In turn, the ants protect the caterpillars from predators and parasites. Once the caterpillars become butterflies, these insects pollinate a variety of wildflowers. If any of the elements in this ecosystem were missing, a devastating effect on the whole system would result. Each has an important role, an important job to do. And so it is with us. Each of us has a unique role in the fabric of life. We are important to the whole. Life needs us to express itself. The next time you feel unimportant or small, remember the Carner blue. Please join me in today's affirmation. I am important to spirit. I have a unique role to fulfill in this life, and spirit needs me, and only me, to do it. And so it is. Namaste, my beloveds. Namaste.
Good morning, beloveds. In the beginning, God. And God said, "Let there be light." As we become still, let us begin to explore these words. Let us feel the inner dawning of this light as we start to feel ourselves relaxing into this inner light, expressing through us. Let us open our hearts and enjoy, just enjoy the vibration of this light as it vibrates through us. Let us now explore its relationship to us and our relationship to it. Knowing that in the beginning, it is spirit. It is spirit and universal intelligence just shining and sparkling through us. Take a moment to feel the freedom of your soul as you free your whole body. Free it into an outer expression of the beautiful beam of light that you are, that you already are. Now, let us connect with the understanding that it is all good because it is all God. Spirit in full expression. Yes, everything works from within out. Feel your body right now at this moment as a reflection of your soul. Feel your spirit being illuminated like a ray of beautiful sunshine. A ray that is gleaming its light upon everyone and every single thing, every situation, no matter how dark the situation. Now, feel this illumination in your whole body, your whole being reflecting out into the world around you. Feel that brightness, that gleam of light all around you. Feel that you have now, at this very moment, become the light itself. You are one with the light. You are the light is you. Oh, let there be light. And there was light. Your light. Ye shines as lights, as a spiritual being living a human experience in the here and now. As within, so without. Knowing your inner journey and outward experiences are now in alignment. With this understanding, we understand that there is always light, even in the darkest moments. Feel yourself living inside the light. You are the light of the world. So shine, shine brightly as we take a moment to feel the depth of this meditation. Feel yourself glowing in the dark. So now, let yourself step back into your reality, the here and now, as we take this moment to pray together. So as we embrace this moment in the here and now, this delicious power, this ever-knowing, ever-existing first cause that is the very essence of who we are, we just know there is never any separation. As we come together to remember this, to know this, to celebrate this morning in the understanding that there is always light, no matter what things look like. There is always light in the center of every single thing. And we are always connected. We are always connected in this understanding. So we bless every single thing that is of this service today. Every word, every action, every thought, every song, every vibration that comes forth through us this morning in the message. We bless Reverend Rafe. We know that he is in his right and perfect place, delivering to us the right and perfect understanding so that we can connect in this knowing that there is always light in every single thing, and we are the light of the world. So we name and claim this for us today as we say yes to it all. Yes, yes. And we just lay this prayer upon that law of God, knowing it is done, it is done. And together we just release it, let it go, and we just say, and so it is, and so it is. Namaste.
Yes, yes, yes. And so it is. Wow, on fire. Thank you so much, Zita and Adalia, this morning for those words of inspiration and guiding us to an even greater awareness of who and what we are. That was beautiful. Thank you. In this community, our licensed practitioners and ministers are eager to know the truth with you. Feel free to email your request for prayer or counseling to prayer@columbiacsl.com, and we will hold you and your request in prayer throughout the week. Now, please help me welcome back our guest artist of the day, Theta Phoenix.
My name is Theta Phoenix, and I am a singer-songwriter and sound healer from Vancouver, British Columbia, and it is my pleasure to create something spontaneously for you today in this moment, because I love to do that. Exactly as I am, in all my
Thank you. Thank you so much, Theta, for sharing your amazing talent with us. We are so glad you are destined to be a singer because that was beautiful. And now I am so excited. It is my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, our senior minister and spiritual leader, Reverend Rafe Ellis.
Good morning, beloveds. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's take a breath together. I'm going to start with a quote from one of my favorite mentors, Reverend Dr. Howard Thurman. In the stillness of the quiet, if we listen, we can hear the whisper of the heart, giving strength to weakness, courage to fear, hope to despair. This month, we're looking at this concept of the shadow. And all week, I have found myself noticing shadows in this physical realm. And even sitting at my desk playing with flashlights and objects so that I could get a better understanding of how shadows actually function. I remember a moment when I was in the Santa Rosa community. It was a Sunday evening, and Reverend Dr. Melissa Felipe and her wife, Z. Egloff, were doing a Sunday evening service. And we were talking about this concept of shadows. And I had one of those, where something so incredibly obvious finally comes to our awareness, that shadows are simply blocked light. That's what creates a shadow, is blocked light. And often I find in this human realm that our tendency is to focus on the shadow, to focus on the object. And what is missing in that is the solution. Because oftentimes we see the shadow as the problem. And we teach and hopefully embrace and move on to embody and make a way of life out of this teaching that all thought is manifested. All thought is manifested. Not just the ones we like, all thought. And perhaps rather than trying to avoid our shadow, we begin to understand this context of an inner and an outer, and that perhaps the shadow is simply a manifestation on the outer realm where we can actually see it and begin to get it, that is a manifestation of what is going on with us in the inner realm, in our thoughts, in our beliefs. And that it's not the shadow that has to adjust. It is the light that we need to adjust. As I played with shadows this week, this week, the thoughts that came to me, and let me preface this with, I am not a scientist, I'm not a mathematician, and so this is what I imagine to be the case. It may or may not be 100% spot on scientific fact. I have been in caverns where there is 100% absence of light. And in those moments, if you've ever been in one of those caverns, when they turn off all of the lights, there is no shadow. You literally can put your hand so close to your face that you touch your nose and see nothing. And so when I thought about that, it's like, okay, so the complete absence of light is one way to eliminate the shadow. It's not one that I'm planning on choosing, but it is a way to eliminate the shadow, is a complete absence of light. The other way that I'm imagining is to have an object in a room that is saturated with the exact same amount of light coming from every direction. Because even when I take, this has been my instrument, this tiny little flashlight. And when I put an object underneath it and I turn the light on, I can change the shadow. And I'm doing this just so you can see, so you can play with this week, because I think it has value, right? And what I noticed was there was a point, if the object was the same shape as my flashlight, there was a point of saturation, there was a point of alignment where the shadow went away. And what that sparked in me was this idea that when my inner is in perfect alignment with my outer, then I won't have a shadow side. Now, I am just going to go out on a limb and say I'm not there yet. And for those of you who know me, you know I'm not there yet, right? And if you don't know that yet, spend 10, 15 minutes with me. It'll become really clear. I still have shadows. I still have places that I can align with the truth of my being, because I am a human being, fully human, fully spiritual. I am simultaneously, as are you. We are simultaneously the light and the object that blocks the light. And this, I think, is the most beautiful, complex, mind-bending reality of what we teach, that we truly are the both and, that we are 100% light, and we block the very light that we are. And so I want to take this idea of manifestation. All thought is manifest in this reality. And I want to take it to this truth of oneness that we teach. And so if in that room, when I'm moving the light, the shadows change from different directions, perhaps this is how we help each other heal. That sometimes you shine the light on thoughts that I'm unaware block my light. And sometimes I shine light on thoughts that block your experience of light. That sometimes the most effective way of healing this shadow side is by allowing someone else's light in to our room. That this idea of separation ultimately that ultimately the idea of separation, and I say idea because it is not a reality, there is nothing real about separation. It's made up, it's completely made up, and we get to unmake it up. We get to shine light on the lie of separation and begin to understand that every body, everything is light. And if we will allow someone else's light to illuminate our path and join us in healing shadows, we might just get there as a human race. And that takes me to this idea of relationship. In my studies in ministerial school, I came across the history of New Thought. And if you're interested in it, you can get it on Google Books. It's completely free. And in the beginning of that, in the preface of that, the introduction, Horatio Willis Dresser, and I believe it was in 1911, states we now see that the only true justice must be social. And he goes on to talk about relationships. Earlier this week, a member of our community sent me this beautiful article about why we keep cycling through this process of becoming awakened to the shadows of racism that exist in our country, in our humanity, and yet it only seems to last for a while. And as I read that in the context of our topic this month, I began to understand what the author was saying, that in terms of this lightness, that what the author was presenting was that we don't heal because we stop at information. And what is going to heal us is relationship, is contact with one another, is sustained relationships that are based on just experiencing one another for a common cause that has nothing to do with specifically healing whatever ism, but is about connection. It is about, and so when I think about that in terms of the light, it's about increasing the light. It is about illuminating one another's paths, which is just one path, and we're all experiencing it differently. And so if we understand how light relates to the object, then we begin to empower ourselves to shift. And we can choose, and we do choose. We can shift the object, or we can shift the light. And the more light we bring in, the less shadow exists. And then it's not about shifting the object. Then we stop othering. We stop othering people. We stop othering animals. We stop othering concepts, because the more light we bring in, the more illuminated everything becomes. And the whole concept of othering literally goes away, because othering is the shadow of separation. And what if we really live into the inner light so completely that the inner literally becomes the outer, and we illuminate life to such a degree that there are no more shadows? We have that power. I know we do. We have it at the spiritual level. And yes, beloveds, our brain is going to argue that we have that power. And if you're like most human beings, we instantly begin to look for those others that are evidence of the inability to change. And we assign all kinds of judgments. That, beloved, is your manifestation of your inner block that is screaming for illumination. And so, like I teach always, we have to start with ourselves. And so, as we progress through this month, we're going to look at our shadows. We're going to embrace our shadows. We are going to dance with our shadows. We're going to make friends with them and understand some tools on how to easily, effortlessly bring our whole selves into alignment through relationship. Shadows are created by how light relates to objects, how objects relate to light. And so I invite you over the next week to become open. How are you relating? When we hear, and we've heard it a lot this week, of these repetitive mass shootings, is your first response light or shadow? You get to choose. I invite you, whichever way it first shows up, to find your way to more light, whether it's through affirmations, whether it's through reading, whether it's through meditation, whether it is through standing out in the middle of a field and screaming until you get it all out, to find the light that is you. There is no one size fits all. This month, we're going to explore how we each relate to light, to darkness, to object, to thought. And my hope is at the end of the month, we each have a much greater understanding that not only am I the light, so are you, no matter what. Let's take this into prayer. And so I know in this moment, as I know in every moment, that there is one infinite something that is everything. One light that manifests, that produces itself in a multiplicity of objects, fully infused with the light that it is, and left to discover that for ourselves. And so we often show up as objects that block the very light that we are, which in no way changes. We are light. We are the infinite in form, fully spiritual, fully divine, fully human. This is the truth of our being. And so I speak my word, claiming and affirming that we lean into the both and, that we are awakening to the magnificence of our being, that we celebrate the life that we are, bringing our light and our physical form into alignment, that we love every moment, that we love every shadow, that we stand squarely, firmly, unmoved in the truth of oneness, that there is no other, that every shadow I see is my shadow, that every light I see is my light, because there is only one. And as that one awakens within each individualized expression of itself, the whole is illuminated. Grateful to know that law works every time a demand is placed in it. And so I place this demand squarely in law, claiming and affirming that it's already done. And knowing it's done, I look for the evidence of it in this physical realm. It is done. It is complete. It can be no other way. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Rafe, for that inspiring talk and for the invitation to identify my own shadows and to find my light this week. This is why we're in community, to help each other identify our light, find our light, shine our light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So join us next week in person at the Hawthorne Center as we continue to explore light within the shadows by unlearning the fear of darkness. And what better context in which to explore this journey with the unknown than to recognize and celebrate motherhood? Our musician next week will be our own music director, Jamie Hudson Craig. And yes, for those who choose, you absolutely can join us via live stream exactly as you're joining us now. And now it is my pleasure to once again welcome Theta Phoenix for more music for healing the soul.
This is the time
Oh, yeah, that was fun. Thank you, Theta. We appreciate the gift of you. Check out Theta's website at thetaphoenix.com to learn more about her music and the other gifts she brings to the world. We have just received, and now we get to practice the law of circulation by consciously giving back. I invite you to invoke feelings of love, gratitude, of abundance, and allow these feelings to fill you and to fill the space around you. Let's use the power of our word by speaking our prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe is blessing and expanding my offering for the good of all. And so it is. We offer easy ways to donate your offering. You can make a one-time or recurring donation through our website, columbiacsl.com, or you can text your donation to us at 410-498-6175. That's a text-only number. You can't call that number, but you can text a donation, 410-498-6175. And we know that as we give, we receive, and we do so in gratitude. That's the law of circulation. So please join me as we bless every gift bestowed upon Columbia CSL. Together, we receive these gifts, knowing that they nurture and support our vision of contributing to a world that works for everyone. And so it is. We appreciate every contribution. Your support ensures that we remain a vital and thriving center for everyone's spiritual nourishment. I know I need it, and I appreciate it. On behalf of our entire community, thank you for being part of our spiritual experience today, and we look forward to seeing you again. At the end of service, remember to stay on for our announcement slides so you can keep informed on everything that's coming up. And I just have two quick reminders. Our Science of Mind magazine discussion group meets tomorrow, Monday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And our next Columbia CSL Town Hall community meeting is this Tuesday, May 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Both of these meetings are only accessible online, so look for the sign-up link in our newsletter or on our website, columbiacsl.com/events. And now it's my pleasure once again to bring back Reverend Rafe to close our service with an affirmation for the week.
So this is our affirmation for the week, and I invite you, I'll read it through once, and then I invite you to read it with me, but just take it in the first time through. I consciously choose to celebrate my shadows as revelations of my current beliefs. I courageously allow my shadow self to guide me into alignment with the light of my being. Let's read that together. I consciously choose to celebrate my shadows as revelations of my current beliefs. I courageously allow my shadow self to guide me into alignment with the light of my being. Have a fabulous week, beloveds.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright, and I shine. shine, and I shine so bright. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We shine.